So it's a QD-OLED that Sony have picked for their 2025 OLED TV, in a move that some of us perhaps didn't see coming, with many, including myself, thinking that may have gone for the primary RGB tandem panel from LG Display. So what does it all mean for the 2025 flagship TV? Let's find out. Sony has now lifted its embargo on the 2025 TV lineup that I was able to spend some time with back in early March. And the big story is that the BRAVIA 8 Mark II will feature the latest 2025 QD-OLED panel, which is a 4th generation panel, along with Sony's XR processor, in a move that will certainly please many AV enthusiasts. I was also able to get some limited hands-on time with the TV, although I wasn't able to get any measurements or do any detailed testing. I only had about an hour to spend with the TV, and it was a surprise to me that I was going to get that amount of time with it. But the TV does promise to be one of the major stars of 2025. Now, I was only able to watch some very well-known 4K UHD clips from The Revenant and Pan, but it was incredibly impressive, and I was incredibly impressed with what I was seeing. Now, do remember that this was a pre-production sample. It was in a Sony demo, and that demo area also had a Sony BVM HX3110 reference monitor side by side with the BRAVIA 8 Mark II, and I was able to do some complete backwards and forwards between the two in a completely blacked out room. The immediate takeaway for me was the incredible peak brightness performance that easily rivals the Samsung S95F and the LG G5, which I've had both of those in here and done in-depth testing with them. And it was the specular detailing that adds some really excellent realism to the scenes, and this Sony's definitely up there with the G5 and the S95F in those regards. As the flying ship in Pan passes the 4000 nit mastered sun, you are able to see a completely round object behind well-definitioned clouds that are normally completely clipped out on many of the competing TVs. Colours are also natural, with less red push than I saw in the S95F and the G5 within the limited amount of scenes that I was able to test, and skin tones do look completely lifelike. I also didn't notice any obvious issues with my limited time testing the TV, but I'll certainly be putting it through our usual rigorous testing workflow when I do eventually get a review sample. I also really don't want to be hyping up any TV, especially not when I've had such a limited amount of time with it, but I was impressed with what I saw from the BRAVIA Mark II, and I really do look forward to getting one in for some long-term testing. It promises to be one of the big hits this year. There are also several other TV releases announced, as well as models which will stick around for 2025. So let's catch up with Gavin McCarron from Sony to find out a little bit more and get a complete tour of the new lineup.
How you doing? My name is Gavin McCarron. I'm the Technical Marketing Manager for Home Entertainment for Sony Europe, and today I'm going to give you a quick run through on the 2025 lineup. And we're going to start right over here, which is the BRAVIA 9. So the BRAVIA 9 we introduced in 2024 as our flagship mini LED TV. It continues for 2025. When we initially launched it, it came in a 75-inch and an 85-inch. But due to popular demand, we were able to secure a 65-inch model here as well. Now, this is our brightest and most beautiful TV, featuring mini LED. It's a QLED, so it's got quantum dot technology to give us all of that incredible color along with the brightness. And we very much modeled this on our mastering monitor, the HX3110, which is Sony's mastering monitor, and it uses the same technology, the same backlight control, XR backlight master drive, to control what the backlight is doing and give us those incredible light and dark on the screen at the same time. This one has a pretty decent sound system as well, actually. It's quite unique. We've got two front-facing speakers, we've got two subwoofers, and then we also have frame tweeters as well, left and right. So those frame tweeters invisibly vibrate the frame of the TV. But unique on this one as well, we've got beam tweeters that are actually up-firing speakers. So they'll send audio up, bounce it off your ceiling, and send it towards you as well. So you get a great immersive soundstage, as well as a fantastic picture quality. The stand, by the way, is actually a four-way stand position. So we can see it in its low position here. Then we have the high position over here, so enough space to fit a soundbar underneath it. And then the two other positions are actually low in the center and high in the center as well. So a bit of flexibility if you've got a smaller TV bench to pop that on as well. So yeah, BRAVIA 9 continues as our flagship model, but we do have a new model over here, which is the BRAVIA 8 Mark II. So essentially this is the replacement for the A95L QD-OLED from, which we launched towards the tail end of 2023 actually. So this improves on what the A95L was, which was a fantastic TV, of course. The main point is it's using the latest panel, the latest QD-OLED panel, and that will give us 25% higher peak brightness output than the A95L. Now the BRAVIA 8 does continue. So the BRAVIA 8 Mark II runs alongside that. So that naming convention you might be used to from our headphones, for example. I think we're up to 1000X Mark Vs at this point, and the Mark IVs are still continuing on the market as well. So similar idea with the BRAVIA 8 Mark II continues alongside the BRAVIA 8 itself. Now the benefit of the Mark II over the BRAVIA 8 is the fact that it's actually 50% higher peak brightness than the BRAVIA 8. So that's down to the QD-OLED panel, latest technology. And with that QD-OLED panel, we have XR Triluminous Max. So that is your wider color. So we will see a significant amount more color on the BRAVIA 8 Mark II than the BRAVIA 8. And not just bright color in bright areas, but also what's very important is shadow detail as well. So you get better dark gradation on the BRAVIA 8 Mark II as well. Now, as far as other features, we have our studio calibrated modes. So these are the modes that we worked together with our partners at Netflix, Prime Video, and Sony Pictures, of course, to make calibrated modes to really make it easy for customers to experience content how the creator intended it to be seen. So it'll automatically put the best settings in for your TV when you're watching either Netflix content, Prime content, or Sony Pictures Core content as well. Sound system wise, always very important, and as usual, it's a Sony OLED, so it's got Acoustic Surface Audio Plus. 2 actuators, 2 subwoofers, so you get that incredible sound from screen effect, which again, super immersive and makes you feel, you know, the action and the sound are matching from where they come from on the screen. Really impressive. From a gaming point of view, it has 4K 120, VRR, ALLM, game menu, and PS Remote Play as well. So that allows you to play your PlayStation without having the console plugged into your TV. So you can play from different rooms or even different locations altogether. And this has a 2-way stand position. So we're in the low wide position, and then there's also a high wide position as well. And it's our thinnest TV, 34 millimeters, so it looks fantastic when wall mounted. So that is the BRAVIA 8 Mark II. Moving down the line a little bit to the BRAVIA 8. So again, BRAVIA 8 has been a fantastically successful TV for us, and this continues again for 2025. 55-inch, 65-inch and 77-inch. And I should have mentioned the screen sizes for the BRAVIA 8 Mark II as well, 55-inch and 65-inch. Interestingly, the 77-inch A95L continues for 2025. So that's your 77-inch QD-OLED model availability for that. So 55 and 65, and then 55, 65, 77-inch in the BRAVIA 8. Now this, as I said, fantastic model for us, been very successful, so great to have that continuing for 2025 as well. Quick kind of reminder on this one, it's OLED, Acoustic Surface Audio Plus, you've got 2 actuators, you've got the subwoofer, and you've got sound positioning tweeters on either side as well. So again, really great sound quality. And we have all of the features that you'd expect from a Sony OLED as well, with studio calibrated modes, 4K 120, VRR, ALLM, so all of those features included in a still quite a slim body. I think we're about 46mm on that one. As you'd expect, all the usual gaming features you'd expect on the Bravia 8. So we have 4K 120, VRR, ALLM, the game menu, and PS Remote Play, like we saw, same features on the Bravia 8 Mark II, and 2 HDMI 2.1 slots on either model as well, and then 2 HDMI 2 slots on both. So excellent, that is Bravia 8. Moving down the line, we have the Bravia 7. So again, this is another carry model from 2024. This is our mini LED. So again, XR backlight master drive. So like the Bravia 9, same technology. Also available in a wider range of screen sizes. So 55-inch for UK, 65, 75 and 85-inch as well. And again, like the Bravia 9, it has the four-way stand position. So you've got the center high stand position we can see here with the soundbar, but also it goes wider and it goes lower in both those stand positions as well. Not quite as an impressive sound system on this one, but still has that impression of the sound coming from the screen with your sound positioning tweeters and your X-Balance speakers down the bottom as well. Aluminium design, very, very stylish looking. But we do have a new model over here, which is the Bravia 5. Now this Bravia 5 replaces the X90 range, so the X90L. Now the X90s have been a really, really popular model for us in that kind of mid-range in the market. Previously full array LED, the Bravia 5 though is mini LED. So again, we have XR backlight master drive in here, all powered by the XR AI processor as well. So some nice features on this model, widening the appeal and availability of mini LED models to a wider market. In addition to that, the sound system, again, similar to Bravia 7, we have our sound positioning tweeters on either side and our X-Balance speakers down below, and that is creating the effect of the sound coming from the screen. Like all the models I've mentioned already, we have acoustic center sync, so that pairs up beautifully with selected sound bars, so you get the benefit of the sound bar and the TV audio. So you're still getting that sensation of the sound coming from the screen, but you're getting all the power and the performance from your soundbar as well. So ideal for pairing with maybe Bravia Theatre Bar 8 or Bar 9, for example. And then this has a two-way stand position. So it's in the center position high, and then there's a center position low on here as well. Obviously in the high mode, as you can see, soundbar fits beautifully underneath without blocking any of the screen, etc. Really, really convenient. So that is Bravia 5 mini LED model, and then we move down to another carryover model, which is the X85L, so full array LED, 4K HDR processor, X1, has X-Balance speakers, just a nice mid-range proposition. But maybe slightly more interesting, because it's new, is our 4K HDR entry point into the lineup, which is the new Bravia 3. So the Bravia 3 comes in a massive range of screen sizes from 43, 50, 55, 65, 75 and 85 inch and replaces the X85WL. Now benefits on here is it has the 4K HDR processor X1. That also has a new picture algorithm built into it, so you get a brighter picture with more clarity in the screen. So Triluminous Pro is our wide color gamut technology, and that means the Bravia 3 will display a wider range of shades and tones of color than the X75WL was able to do. So more natural looking picture, more vibrant picture when that's required as well. It also features new styling. So we have the flush surface bezel as opposed to the narrow bezel. So slimmer, much more stylish looking. 55 inch and above have a two-way stand, so wide position and narrow position. 43 and 50 inch just have the wide position. Now, like all the models in the range, we've got Google TV on the Bravia 3, and new feature for this level of the market is the fact, again, we've got PS Remote Play. So again, allowing you to play your PlayStation, either PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 4 remotely from a different room or even a different location altogether. So yeah, BRAVIA 3, fantastic little bit of kit. Now there is one more model I just want to show you, which is over this way, because I didn't mention the screen sizes available on the BRAVIA 5. And I think it's worth pointing out that BRAVIA 5 comes in a 98-inch, so super big screen, but also comes in 85, 75, 65 and 55-inch screen sizes as well. So great to have a new super large screen mini LED model with the BRAVIA 5. So that pretty much concludes our lineup on TV for 2025. Some really exciting new models and some great classic models that continue on for this year as well.